Privatization is not the solution to salvage public sector irresponsibility, ineptitude, inefficiencies, inaction, and insensitivity. There are no processes of organization, governance, or management applicable to the private health sector that cannot be transferred to the public health sector for greater efficiency of operations. So why can't they do that? The public health sector is a broken culture, and that they need to fix. The context in which any form of privatization of healthcare services exists and operates poses many challenges that are critical to you, the citizens, especially in third world countries with vulnerable economies and traditionally weak governments like ours. If private investments are meant solely to generate profit for themselves and their shareholders, why then should public funds be funneled to private shareholders' coffers instead of a public fund to be reinvested in improved healthcare services for you, the people?
I'm not here to argue hospitalium, stadium, hospital or not. Like I said, I'm here to lay out the facts as to what are the deficiencies. And because of these deficiencies, I personally believe that the persons of the South should come up to whether it was the former Prime Minister or this Prime Minister and said, we should not be there. For me, the shame is not the stadium. The shame is that it took persons 9 years to find a voice. That, for me, truly is a shame. Because it was inadequate 7 years ago, it was inadequate yesterday, and it will be inadequate tomorrow. But the question is, are we prepared to not only condemn whether it's this government for the shenanigans, the diddly-daddling, the wasting of time, as we must be prepared to say the last set of characters was just as bad too. And we must be prepared to state our outrage no matter where it lies, because as Dr. Cedro says, we are professionals. Each one of us have our own opinion, our own ideology, our own idiosyncrasies about what we believe. But as professionals, we understand that I offer you the truth. As a doctor, I can only tell you what I know for a fact is the truth. And we must always be prepared to share the truth. God is in heaven, right? That I know is the truth. What I'm saying is that there was a saying that said, God is in heaven, that's all is well, right? So I believe in that. So like I'm saying is that there are a multiplicity of current problems which necessitate that we should be proactive in demanding that the government make a decision to move us out of the stadium. Right? Because that we can all agree on. Right? The first thing I like to talk about when persons think of the stadium, most persons are not cognizant of the fact that the stadium in its location is located in a former swamp. Our nearest neighbors are a mangrove swamp, a garbage dump, and maybe soon a racetrack, right? But it's the area which is prone to flooding. It's also prone to being isolated during heavy rains, which then you ask yourself, how do doctors get in? How do patients egress in case of an emergency? What if we have a Katrina in St. Lucia with high surges and the water comes through the mangrove and it swamps and it floods the hospital? What then do we do? These are questions that you have to ask, not only your parliamentary rep or the Prime Minister. These are questions every single parliamentarian or technocrat, anybody, even the members of the SLMDA, you have to ask this question. What do we do? How do we secure our patients in the case of emergencies? I personally don't have all the answers for you. I can state some of the problems, but I don't have all the answers. The second problem is that at the hospital, there is a deficiency in flow. And when I talk about a deficiency in flow, I'm talking about where do patients come in, where do they egress, where are they seen. The stadium, for all intents and purposes, was never designed to be a hospital. And everybody is aware of that. But some persons don't understand that the frustration of entering a place to walk up, to walk down, when you are in pain or you're sick, just mounts the frustration that you have. We need a structure, we need an institution which is designed as a hospital with optimal flow to allow the persons to not only feel that they're coming to receive good care, they feel at home and they feel that the flow of the institution is clearly and logically put out. At the stadium, as it stands out, that is not 100%, and it will, quite frankly, never be 100%. Right? Thirdly, there is an issue of pest infestation. Now, for me personally, like I said, our closest neighbor is the garbage dump. One that, if you speak to any of the technocrats involved in management, will tell you it's probably 10 years past due when it should be closed down. But how then do you run a hospital? How then do you provide a clean, sanitary environment when the landfill is a matter of feet away? For me, that is a shame. How then do you explain to a guest when he lands on the plane and he's sick and he looks out and he said, "What's that mountain over there?" And you say, "Oh, that's just a landfill." Right? That is a shame. And it's a shame that should move all of us to demand of the government that they take action now.
The St. Lucia Medical and Dental Association is the only recognized body in St. Lucia, the only recognized association and trade union organization in St. Lucia representing doctors and dentists. And so let no one tell you otherwise. We have been working because the St. Lucia Medical and Dental Association has a mission, and it's very clear. It states that the St. Lucia Medical and Dental Association was established to sustain human development in St. Lucia by continually placing the individual and collective healthcare expertise of our members at the service of you, the people of St. Lucia. And that through its vision to achieve and promote excellence in the medical care for the betterment of all St. Lucians. That includes the rich, the poor, the dispossessed, the voiceless. It represents everyone because healthcare affects everyone. It has no color and no creed. Healthcare is not a respect of persons. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It does not matter who you are. It impacts you, and you would be surprised that it impacts you at a time when you are most vulnerable and you have nowhere to turn. And then you will wonder what has happened to your right to healthcare in this country, which the state owes you, and you need to claim that right. And this is the role of the St. Lucia Medical and Dental Association, to bring that to your awareness, that you can demand your right to healthcare. And the only way you can obtain healthcare, no matter who you are and what level you represent, is to ensure that the state secures and protects that accessibility, affordability, equity, and quality healthcare for you, the people of St. Lucia. In so doing, the SLMDA has established, through its constitution, many objectives. But I want to just mention a few of them, and the ones I think are most relevant and pertinent here. And the first one is to promote the material interest of the medical profession, and especially to secure the conditions that will make it possible for them to render to the society the best professional services possible. The second is to obtain for the medical profession the opportunity to participate actively at all levels in the formulation of national medical health policy in St. Lucia, to cooperate with governments, all governments, universities, foundations, and any organization in any endeavor designed to improve the health standards for all people. We are also responsible to encourage and defend our members of this medical profession in exercising their full rights as citizens of this country. So while we are professionals delivering that healthcare to you, we as citizens have a right as well to speak out at any time against any policy that we believe is in the interest of all peoples in St. Lucia.